So technical difficulties. We'll have to start again. So
we're rookies, man.
We're rookies. This is the first podcast. We've just spoke for nearly an hour and 18 minutes recorded. So we've just decided to go straight for it again. For anyone that doesn't know either of us by face, by name,
I am Sam.
I am Sam, and I'm Kieran. So we are obviously part of Team Valley Racing. Sam is the main rider. I'm mechanic / pitboard man / tea maker.
Pit bitch.
Everything, mate. Everything. So I've got the social media, the Facebook side of things. I do the own videos for mine and Sam's sake. They'll be brought into the Facebook and so on. But yeah, we're getting bigger for that regard, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We're getting there somewhere. We're getting somewhere sort of...
We're progressing.
Yeah.
That's the way we've got to see it, because obviously like last season, I did a video from each round, but no one knew about us.
No.
Until Lennon's dad come up to us and was like, I saw 20 of you at Cadwell. I was like, we sold a lot of clothing. So, starting off, we're going to go through the season.
Yeah.
We're going to go through round 1, Hatch Indy, round 2, Silverstone, 3, Snetterton, 4, Oulton Park, Cadwell,
5 Cadwell,
6, Donington,
yeah,
7,
6, Brands Hatch
did I count
GP.
right? No, 7, round 6, Brands Hatch GP, 7, Donington Park, round 8, end where we started.
Yeah.
Brands Hatch Indy again. So, here we go. We do have... we're going to go through the review first of the season. So I've got all the races, all the qualifyings, and obviously the opinions of both of us, how the weekends went, and we've got stories from along the way, which we'll laugh and we'll also be frustrated about. But anyway, so Brands Hatch Indy.
Yeah.
First time going.
Yeah.
Brands Hatch as a rider. You've been as a spectator, obviously. How'd you find it?
Tricky. But also, it was a sort of a learning curve. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where obviously you jump on a bike the first time of the year. Well, it was for me anyway. And yeah, you've just kind of got to go for it in a sense. But
it's such a weird circuit for the sake of the only flat bit is after Graham. Graham Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So you go around Graham Hill and that is like the only flat bit, because then you're going up into... What's the next one? You go up and left. I don't know. Circuit corner names, I'm useless. But if I just go like that on my hands and follow around, I know where I mean. It's a left, then a big right, and obviously you got clearways the last corner.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a weird circuit for the sake of how up and down it is compared to the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, say first round, before we even got there, we had issues.
Oh, we had a little bit of an issue, getting there. Alternator belt went on the truck.
We did.
So we was parked up for a couple of hours, charging batteries.
This was like, it was on the motorway, so you imagine on a motorway driving, and all of a sudden your headlights are getting dimmer and dimmer, and we're like, hey, this isn't right. So we pulled over, and we had 2 hours, and your dad and Nige, we had them
ended up cutting a hole out of the floor of the wagon,
so we had a wagon.
Could put a battery pack onto some other batteries, and it was just...
Yeah.
And then we got there about 8 o'clock. It was absolute fucking chaos, and
weather was awful. The wind was absolutely...
Trying to put an awning up in like 30-mile-per-hour winds, and
we had to, didn't we?
Flying everywhere. It was a nightmare. But
so
regards to the motorbikes, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so we started well. So we didn't do the test day because we got there on the Friday night, didn't we?
Yeah.
Obviously, regardless of the travelling issues, we got there Friday night, set up, so then in the morning, wake up, bikes are ready, bikes are set up, off we go.
Yeah.
So qualifying, 20th.
Yeah, wasn't too bad to be fair for the first time there.
Yeah.
We were just staying into it.
First ever time on the circuit, didn't even get a track walk.
No.
We track walk every circuit we go to. We didn't get a track walk, obviously, because of the time of night, it would have been absolutely pointless.
Yeah.
And for where we were parked like, if anyone knows Brands Hatch Paddock, we were parked quite up the hill.
Yeah.
So we had a good view of the circuit. Obviously, tyre decisions, we could easily make a decision either dry or wet and so on. But yeah, qualified 20th. And obviously this round as well, for the full season, we've done the Team Green Kawasaki 300.
Yeah, Team Green Junior Cup, yeah.
And
300.
then the other class you participated in was the Formula 400.
Yeah.
So we have had to do that. And this weekend, we only entered the Team Green, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
So obviously you got full priority on that. Race 1, finished 14th.
Yeah.
Improvement to where you started, and obviously seniors as well in front of you, you would have been higher up in class.
Yeah.
So, mate, for your first ever race, obviously 14th, that's 2 points. Can't complain, mate. Can't complain.
I think that were a pretty decent performance, that, you know, just going out there and just doing what I know and what I needed to do, and I felt it was comfortable, but could I have done better? Yeah, but still, first time on that circuit.
Yeah.
First time racing for the full year, so it was just the start of a massive progress sheet.
And that's like typical racer attitude, because like I can talk from myself, I can talk from like so many other people. It's like you can come off from a sporting event and you can come back, and no matter if you've won a football game, no matter if you've won whatever sport you participate in, if you've performed absolutely mega, you can come back and you can still remember what you did bad.
Yeah.
And you're always like that. And as a racer, it's the worst thing.
Yeah,
because you can
because there's no other person out there except from yourself.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
And the full thing's on you, isn't it? But obviously, say like first ever. Well, not the first, is it? Because obviously, Brands Hatch. This is with Bemsey.
Yeah.
But going on from last season.
Oh yeah.
You did 2 rounds with Thundersport, didn't you?
I did 2 rounds. I think I did Anglesey, and I did Cadwell Park for their last round as well. I was meant to do Oulton Park, but the bike blew up on the test day.
We entered 3 rounds, didn't we? But obviously participated 2. I was travelling down to Oulton Park with Nath, and we got a phone call. Like, oh, you're looking forward to watching Sam? I'm like, oh yeah, it's the first time watching him or whatever. Like, oh well, his engines blew up. I went, are you joking? Obviously, I didn't have a clue. Then we got there, and then we watched Max for the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, mint, and so you've had part experience obviously coming into this weekend, but then throughout the rest of this season, and obviously for you guys listening, for the circuits that we're going through, all of these are new circuits for us, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, pretty much all of them, yeah.
Like obviously we've watched every circuit going.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been mint. So going on to race 2, you finished 11th.
Yeah, wasn't too bad. Well, I mean, I'll have started a bit further up for that, so
yeah,
it'd have helped. But yeah, I think back it was a long time ago. That now speaking, I can't really remember it. But
so we're talking now on, well, nearly New Year's.
Yeah.
And this was March, wasn't it? So so finished 11th.
Nearly a year ago.
Nearly a year ago. It's flew by, hasn't it?
Absolutely mental this year. Just gone like that.
Yeah, talking to Nath as well, it's like this year has gone like the quickest ever.
Yeah, it's
mental. Like obviously now we're at that age, everyone's got jobs and so on. It's crazy, mate. But anyway, race 3, we've seen 2 red flags.
Yeah. Oh, I remember this actually.
Yeah.
This was a little bit sketchy.
It was sketchy, and say you had a 5-lap race to practically just go for it.
Hell for leather, yeah.
But on the other side of that, and regardless to your other results, you finished P17th, but as you've said in your race review, you just brought it home.
Yeah,
you did the sensible thing, mate. Because that's where you started on the grid. You had all this panic around you of everyone either rushing or sitting back. Because there's that between mentalities, isn't there? You either have riders that feed off that, or you have riders that don't. And obviously, for you being your first full season, there's events going on the full way through where it's your first time reacting.
Yeah.
And us as mechanics, and obviously you as yourself, like, right, that's how I react. And we can learn off it, and you learn off it. But obviously, mate, you brought it home where you started. And within your class, you finished 17th there, but you would have got higher because of the seniors.
Yeah.
So, we can't complain. Going on to the 4th and final race of the weekend, it was a wet race.
Yeah. Started
11th. Oh, no. You finished 11th.
Finished 11th. Yeah, but I would have started a bit higher.
You would have started a bit higher.
Yeah, because I think I got a decent lap time in, didn't I?
That's the thing, like going through every round that we're speaking about, yeah, you've finished either 17th, you've finished 15th, you've finished 8th or whatever, you always start higher than you finish. And
Yeah.
it's so funny watching you because it's the last lap every time or the second to last lap.
Yeah.
You're putting your quickest lap, but that's obviously when the tyres are on full heat.
Yeah.
You're on full concentration and you're healthful ever. But anyway, it was a wet race. First full wet race for yourself, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Well, I mean, just got to take it steady in them
You've
conditions.
got to take it steady, haven't you?
And I found out that I liked them, so
yeah. So you finished P11th and you've ended that race with a 5th fastest lap.
Yeah.
And out of your first round of the full season, getting the 5th fastest lap in the last race. Obviously, not many people are going to be looking on the mega laps and be like, hey, watch out for Sam Hirst. But for us, we keep track on stuff like that, and that's an achievement to us.
Progress, innit?
It's progress. So, Brands Hatch, first round.
Yeah.
The results are there, mate.
Yeah.
None of us were disappointed, and say, like, every race that you've come in, we've never give you grief for how you finish.
Yeah.
So obviously, being your first full season, all these new places, we've got to accept, we've got to develop, and there's no point bollocking you for no reason, do you know what I mean? And we know for the effort that we put in, we get it fully back off you because you're coming back from every race knackered, but then also we understand, because as we're going to speak about for Silverstone next, you start with your Formula 400 and your Team Green.
Yeah.
You've got to balance out 2 bikes, 2 different priorities,
Yeah.
and a completely set of different opponents in a way as well. Because well, riders, I shouldn't call them opponents, but yeah, because you've got to think about you're racing kids in the Team Green, but then also you're racing grown men on 250s in Formula 400s. But anyway, Silverstone, awesome,
absolutely mega, mint circuit. Mint place.
Yeah.
It was a very good weekend, to be fair. Minus the snow and all the rain and everything else that goes with it. But apart from that, it was mega. I'd love to go there when it's belting sunshine.
Yeah, because obviously the time of year we went, this was April.
Yeah, it will have been April, yeah.
So we've got there, we must have got there on the Thursday night.
Yeah, it did, yeah, because we did the test day for this one, yeah.
And again, we set up in the dark. We set up a bit quicker and better.
Yeah.
This was a progressive thing as well. Like, so obviously setting up, I don't know if you know us from Benzie Paddock, but we're in the big blue truck, got good awning, haven't we? However, this was our first time obviously setting it up as a team, and not everything's going to go perfect. We clearly found that out. And then, luckily the awning did its job that weekend.
It did, yeah.
Because we had snow.
It wasn't behaving at Brands Hatch.
It wasn't, mate, but we tried our best. We've got to learn, and we have now. So, yes, test day. It was hard to get use out of it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the best way of putting it, because you've got to think. Obviously, we had snow for some sessions. We had rain. I think we had one dry session.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Wasn't up major, but.
It's you've just got to
ride with conditions, haven't you?
Got to take it as it comes, and then so this was the first round. We've entered both bikes, obviously 2 separate classes. First time you're doing 2 qualifyings, which you're looking at about a 20 to 40 minute difference in.
Yeah.
And then you've got 4 races across Saturday, and then 4 races across Sunday. However, it works out that you actually did 3 races Saturday
and 5
on Sunday, and that's just simply red flags and
weather. Well, it was the weather as well.
Simply weather related. Some races, I think it was our 3rd race or the 4th race or whatever. We had snow 10 minutes beforehand, and obviously pushes things back. But yeah, so Saturday, Team Green qualified 15th.
Yeah.
First of all, how did you find the circuit?
Mega nice, wide, open, so many different lines to take, so many different ways to approach corners, so many. It's just a circuit that I think I could get along with even better. Do you know what I mean? So I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
and say like me watching you as well. Coming out that last corner, if anyone knows Silverstone, you've got a big hairpin, and it goes onto a very fast last corner, doesn't it? And watching your bike, so the Team Green and your Formula 400, you are absolutely pinning it, aren't you?
Oh yeah, you've got 2 on them things, yeah.
Yeah. obviously it's a bit different because the 600s and thousands, their back ends are like bloody
Yeah,
low
yeah.
like that. But for you
It's
don't
just
really
like a little curve, and you just
Yeah.
stay tucked.
your eyes are squinting and then you're trying to look at the pit board out. And that's what I say to you after some race. I'm like, do you actually see the pit board? I'm so surprised when you say yes. But say anyway, so you qualified 15th, Team Green, and then you qualified 18th Formula 400.
Yeah.
And obviously, these results as well, like for Team Green, it's not so much a difference, but then for the Formula 400s, you don't have many bikes that fell within your bike class.
Yeah, yeah.
So you'd be 4th or 5th in your class, I'm assuming, off that result.
Yeah.
So for Team Green race 1, well, for Team Green, the races right across it were dogfights, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the whole way through the weekend, to be fair. I think because it was such a tight and compact circuit, and there's not that much there's not much length to it. I mean, it's tight and compact, but it's not at the same time.
Yeah.
There's so much space, but it's a small circuit.
Yeah.
So everyone's just weaving in and out, and it's just carnage at
obviously,
times.
like split stream, people go different sides of the circuits, and all of a sudden the corner comes, you all merge into one. But say like you've mainly got two straights, like the start finish isn't that big.
No,
I'd argue it's not that big, and then obviously you've got the main back straight before you go into the left, the big hairpin, then obviously the fast right. But say like you have that element in a way because you've got the left and the right at the start. You've got the first right, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then it obviously goes into that hairpin. Then you got the left and the big straight. There's actually not that many corners when you actually think about it.
Yeah.
But say you've got the element of the start line. You've got the split stream. Then you've got the corner speed. How fast you're going in.
Yeah.
How can you hold your corner speed? And then obviously your exit speed has been ace every time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
got to get early on that gas.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And then say race 1, Formula 400. You said it was shaky for the fact of it's your first experience with. You're surrounded by 250s.
250s and 4-stroke 400s.
Yeah.
And it's just carnage. That.
Yeah.
There's bikes everywhere. There's so many different bikes, and it's unreal, to be fair.
It's funny for the sake of like watching because it's the past masters, I think, and you've got this class where you got the 250s and they are screeching.
Yeah.
And then obviously the smoke after everyone on the pit wall, you're that. You're like, no, it's horrible, but it smells nice.
And then you've got a few 4-strokes chucked in with them lots. So.
Yeah. It's a right mix, but I tell you what, it's good racing as well. And obviously, a common occurrence throughout the full season was the 250s just ran away, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Honestly, they were too quick. But yeah, say race 1, you said you felt shaky, obviously, a bit unsettled, but you finished 17th and 11th in your class.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, to be fair, that, but it's just another point in the right direction, you know, just first race on that bike and that class. So.
And I think Dom Herbert's similar.
It was.
I remember because obviously I think you started a few races behind him, and then all of a sudden you're on the same rows.
Yeah.
I'm like looking, I'm like, oh my god, and like not like an eye, like, but I'm like, wow, like that was awesome. So anyway, so race 2 of the Formula 400s, you've finished 19th. Sounds backwards, but then, however, 9th in your class.
Yeah.
Top 10 in your class, and mint. Race 2 of your Kawasaki 300s. It was snowing before.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Again, puts a bit of doubt in your mind, doesn't it? It's not nice, because obviously you either want straight rain or you want full dry.
Yeah, I mean, snow's not exactly ideal, to be fair, whilst trying to ride motorbikes around the circuit, but...
Yeah, and I think it was that race before, because me and Neil was on start line, then you've got you, your dad and Nige at the pit lane, in garage, sorry, and you've got us ringing and be like, yeah, they're currently sweeping snow, I don't think we're out anytime soon, but you finished that race 15th and 13th in class in a 5-lap race, because obviously the snow's had to cut down the laps. So right, going on to Sunday.
Yeah.
Race 1 of the Team Green for Sunday had a bit of spice to it, you can say. Go through it.
I mean, it was just one of them races where you've got a pack of 5, 6, 7 riders and everybody's just going for the same position, and loads of stuff's happening, and it's just utter carnage at times. But yeah, I mean, it's all part of the racing, isn't it? It's all fun.
Yeah. Obviously, like for me watching as well, it's so hard. Obviously, I hold out the pit board for you, don't I? I'm looking at it, it's like trying to figure out. Yeah, you look at TSL, it's like got you down as 10 for whatever.
Yeah.
But then you're like 0.1 with a person behind, 0.1 for the person in front of you. Mate, it's hard, man. But
it is hard sometimes. Yeah, I agree, mate.
So then it comes to the last corner.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I think this might have been.
It was the first race.
Yeah.
And you've come in pissed off, haven't you?
Yeah.
In a way, you've come and you just grabbed me and were like, right, we're off to officials.
Yeah. I mean, I had a little incident where there was two lads, I think, that had come past me on a yellow flag and did beat me to the line, and obviously it's fair play, innit? You've got to go and put
in a way,
put your side across.
It's not like in a way you're grassing on like, oh, did you see what he's done? It's like in a way you've just got to go, because at the end of the day that could have decided a championship. It could have you know what I mean? But yeah, say two riders overtook you under a yellow flag, which is obviously illegal for the sake, and we got the places back, so finished 11th and 10th in class.
Yeah.
First top 10 that.
Yeah.
So again, a big achievement. Race 4, Team Green, we've bettered ourselves even more.
Yeah, this was a good race. Very good race. Yeah, I enjoyed it
because you
lots of shit happened in this race, and it was just everything about it was just. And I think this is one of the races where I look back on, and I think that this is why I've stepped further of where I've been starting from, and it's just more of a confidence boost. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
and obviously like that race as well, for the fact of where you finished, I can already tell you that you must have started well, because sometimes your starts,
some of them were shocking.
Some of them can be shocking. It's good that we can admit it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we're in that stage of acceptance with it, but then like some of them have been mint, and like if you get a good start and if you're to stick with this front pack of riders, you've always got that carrot dangling in front of you, haven't you? And as a rider, if you've got them faster lads in front of you and you're thinking, bloody hell, I'm catching him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, because if you're battling with someone as well, you don't actually realise sometimes you're going quicker. And yeah, it's weird for that sake racing, but it's good. And then so 6th, you finished in 5th in class.
Yeah.
Mint.
Mega, yeah. Good end to the weekend for that class. So
yeah,
we're buzzing.
Race 3, Formula 400, you got 17th, 9th overall, again another top 10. Race 4, 17th overall, 10th in class, top 10 again. So Silverstone, I'd say from
overall for the second round, for what it was, is pretty good.
Mint.
Pretty good weekend for what we were there for, and we used the Formula 400 class as just an extra little bit of track time for myself to get used to things, and because obviously this is my first full season, just to use it to gradually grow and get better and see where we go in the future.
Hopefully we get to go there again. I'd love to go again, because it felt so surreal. But right, moving on, round 3. Snetterton. I wasn't there.
No,
I was at rugby.
Part-timing.
I was at the rugby. Team Green qualifying. Unexpected.
Yeah, very unexpected, to be fair.
So,
I mean, I did the test day on this one, so I was a little bit more comfortable than I usually would be if I hadn't done one like at the first round. I feel like it was just a track that I'd ridden it before. I'd ridden it once, but that was on a track day in the wet, and that was my first time ever out on a big circuit. So that is the first time I've ever been on a big circuit, was actually Snetterton. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, and I managed to qualify 3rd.
Yeah, qualifying 3rd. So you have got your first front row start. There, mega achievement there. And as I think we said before, Snetterton, it's such a flat circuit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like compared to obviously Brands Hatch Indy, the likes of you could argue Donington in a way, because obviously you've got Starkeys. Going up, you've got Craner, then you're working up to McLean's Coppice. That undeniably one of the hardest corners to ever learn. And then so Formula 400 qualified 7th.
Yeah, I think that was a wet qualifying, that one. So
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, I feel comfortable in the wet, so I just got along with that one. So yeah, that's how I qualified so well for both of them classes on that weekend.
So Saturday morning,
Mm-hmm.
mint. So then it's come to race 1 for Team Green.
Yeah,
DNF.
we have a DNF in
We
this
have
one here,
our
believe.
first DNF of the season, and it was in style.
Yeah, it
You-
was.
It,
It was. If you're gonna do it, then you gotta do it properly, aren't you?
it wasn't a red flagger, but it was a yellow flagger, and the bikes turned out to be mullered.
Yeah, the bike was absolutely just. It wasn't looking very good, to be fair.
It wasn't pretty, was it? But
No.
yeah, you've landed on the front side of your helmet.
Yeah.
So
Come flying over. Well, I mean, going in. I think it was the last lap. This I was 5th.
yeah,
So I was doing pretty well. I wasn't too far behind the guys in front either, so I think it was just a lack of composure and
that's what
to
either lack
finish
of composure or it's over arousal as well.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean, because you could be too much in it. You've got too excited and think, right, I need to go for it.
Yeah.
Bang and like that. And say you went flying up there, didn't you? And you've landed a bit heavy. So race 2, Team Green, the bike was unfixable for that time period, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because obviously for the people that maybe haven't been to a race meeting before, between race 1 and race 2, sorry, you're looking at what time difference? About 2 or 3 hours?
Yeah, probably about that. Yeah, like so you say you've got one early morning, you'll have one early afternoon, so it's about 2-3 hours.
And obviously if you start later in the morning, you finish later on in the day and so on. But so race 1 with the 400 bike, obviously it's a fresh bike. That was, in a way, that day it had to be the priority after the race 1.
Yeah.
And so you finished 14th after qualifying 7th, so it sounds a bit bad.
And you know what? For the first race in the Formula 400 at Snetterton, I missed to go out onto the grid, so I actually started that from pit lane.
Oh, you start? Yes,
I
remember
that from pit lane.
because I had your dad absolutely. Like, he rang me. And
I don't know how.
He was frustrated that I wasn't there because he was like, "You're mid with the times because you always ring me in the garage. Tell Sam to
I don't know how we missed
off."
it because Richie Welsh, who won the Formula 400 Championship, that's the weekend that we met him.
Yeah.
And he was parked literally right next to us, and I was in the same class as him. So I don't know how we missed him going out.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. It was just one of them things. But I started from a pit lane, and everyone had got to the first corner by the time I'd even set off. So. Yeah,
it's what it is.
Finishing 14th in that is not too bad, to be fair.
Good job you said that. Now we missed it in the last one, didn't we? I'm thinking, bloody hell. But so race 2 Formula 400s, you've finished 12th and 4th in class again.
Yeah.
So again, in the points overall, and then 4th in your class.
Yeah, I mean another good, strong weekend for what we were there for. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I was happy with that weekend.
So then, obviously for race 3, Team Green, we're looking at Sunday now.
Mm-hmm.
Weather were mint.
Yeah.
You've gone out and you've had to start back of the grid.
Yeah.
Explain why for the people that might not go to race.
So if the qualifying times for your next race always go back on what you've qualified on in the race that you've just done. So if you've put the 5th fastest time in, you start 5th in the next race. Obviously, I didn't go out in the second race on the Saturday, so I didn't have a time to put on the sheet for the 3rd race on the Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So I had to start at the back with a few other lads that had also missed the race. And that was just a pure tunnel vision, just straight up go for it, and
determination,
I ended up finishing 10th. Yeah,
motivates you more as well for the fact of you don't belong there.
Yeah,
for the sake of that, you're obviously looking about. You're like, right, I don't belong here. I'm up there.
Yeah.
And it's not against the riders around you. It's just that you've got a lot more confidence.
Yeah,
probably a bit more ability. And mate, so you've started 37th and you've come across the line in 10th.
I mean, yeah. I come off of that race and I was absolutely knackered.
I'm not surprised.
I was knackered.
It's because that's the thing. It's a 300 circuit, obviously. a lot more physically demanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the start finish at
And
Snetterton.
I'm still aching from the day before, obviously flying over handlebars. So
Yeah.
my back are in bits, my neck are in bits.
You got a massage, didn't you?
Yeah, I ended up getting a massage after that race. Yeah.
So it's not the van, is it? You went to a caravan.
Yeah, caravan. One of the
lasses did it.
Yeah.
So sounds dodgy, but it's safe. It's safe.
It's safe
as long as it's massages. And then so really good. And then obviously race 4 for the Team Green that day. You've got 8th overall, 7th in class.
Yeah.
Race 3 Formula 400s, P12, 4th in class.
Yeah.
Again, where you should be. It's like we get this is, I think, the point where round 3 we're looking at. It's more consistency. You're always in and around either the top 5 in your class, or as we're going to get onto with Team Green, you're always in and around the top 10. And then so Snetterton overall, mint experience.
Absolutely mega weekend, to be fair. Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
You definitely want to go back.
It was pretty warm, yeah. I'd love to go back.
The weather were good for that. And what month were we looking at in then?
That'd have been
May.
Yeah, it'd have been the start of May, yeah.
Start of May, and then Oulton Park. So we did. So you got May, June. Did we skip a month for this or not?
April, May, June. No, June.
I think it was Cadwell where we had to stick.
Yeah, we missed August. We had August off.
So this would have been June or July. It was Jubilee
weekend, yeah, from like the 2nd to the 4th, I think, and then TT weekend as well.
So, but we only raced on the. Did we only race on the Friday? No, we raced 2 days.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, didn't we?
So we did Thursday test day, Friday race day, Saturday race day, and then Sunday came home. Well, Sunday we will have been at home.
And obviously, for the sake of me and you, I'm missing school Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
You're missing work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which you're very fortunate for.
Yeah.
As a lot of companies wouldn't take our holidays, would they?
No.
But so Oulton Park for a start. Yeah. So the support for a start. This is what we've got to appreciate. The support, because that week
we had quite a lot of people down that weekend.
10 plus. Yeah. We had Boff.
Yeah, we had Boff, Jeanette.
We had Nath. Ian.
Ian didn't come.
Ian didn't come. His mates did though, didn't they?
Yeah, I think a few. No, I can't really remember. There was so many people there. Anyway,
that was Thundersport the year before. So we all turned up for you, and you didn't even.
Yeah, it was.
Your engine blew up. But anyway, so
there was quite a few people.
There was quite a few. You obviously
big barbecue.
Massive on it. Mark as always, mate. It's mint. And so obviously, for the people that don't know us as a team, we've got the big blue truck, we've got the awning, obviously. We've done half the panels down, made it into a balcony, haven't we? So it was like a stand. We had everyone on seats there. Everyone stood up leaning over, and we're all watching like about the size of the MacBook I've got here on the TT, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was awesome. And it was the weather was mint as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
awesome.
Yeah, so I think so obviously you've qualified P5.
Yeah.
In the wet.
That was in the wet, yeah. It was on a Friday morning. Yeah. It was woke up and it was damp, and I just thought, you know what, feel comfortable around this circuit, and I'm comfortable out wet, so
best place you've obviously qualified that one.
Yeah.
So then race 1, highlight of the season, arguably. So you finished first, mate.
Yeah.
Surreal.
First win. Not really expected, to be fair, but
not all.
We did
it was a team effort in a way.
We did a little background check before, and we decided on going for dry tyres instead of wet tyres. And
we had me at the start finish. We had Neil on a bike somewhere.
I were out on a bike.
You were out on a bike somewhere.
My brother was out with me.
He was. And so we've got 3 people stood around the circuit. We got sector 1, sector 2, sector 3. Saw a dry line, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we went, do you know what, we'll go for it. I think
there was like a race still on track and a race yet to go, and I think it were the thousands out that were out next.
Yeah.
And then it was us. So then obviously it's going to dry up even more, and it was sun shining. And
I think I just stayed on pit wall, and I just kept ringing your dad. I was like, look, it's getting better. But then for everyone else and their parents, obviously judging for the kids, we're just like, look, just go safe on wets. And we took the risk. And I think I can say this for the sake of Stu and everyone that was on the pit wall. You were the only bike, I think, that came out in full dries.
Yeah.
And we absolutely, our asses just dropped. We was like, oh my God. And so we've seen you start, and your start was awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've qualified P5, you've flew to the front row, and you definitely went into the first corner in the top 3.
Yeah, I think I was second.
Yeah.
Because I was following Max Hardy for about a lap.
Yeah.
Until I started to get into things, and it was like, bloody hell, this is dry. So, yeah.
So then, yeah, you've absolutely, I think well, it ended with a red flag, didn't it? Which
it did,
didn't feel like obviously it was on the last lap as well. We didn't know who crashed, and it's obviously we see you come round. We're relieved for the sake of that, and obviously like you feel unfortunate for the rider that's been involved in this red flag, but then say it didn't feel like a proper win, did it?
No.
Like obviously you've come in, we're obviously buzzing, but then for the sake of a red flag, you keep your celebrations composed, and you don't know whose family's obviously not got the rider back. But yeah, mint on it. Obviously for the sake of winning, it was awesome. And then race 2, DNF.
It was a DNF again.
It was a DNF.
Yeah, I think we had a little bit of a spill at Knickerbrook. I think it was
Knickerbrook.
Yeah, I think it was on the second lap.
You had a mint lead, didn't you?
Yeah, I had about 1.5, 2 second lead on second lap, and I was just absolutely going for it. And
I know.
I think I just bang.
So that's where we took. I took a bit of blame. I feel guilt a bit now, and it's like for the sake of on the pit board, you can only see what's happening, and it must have been that second lap, that first sector you cleared off.
Yeah.
And your gap just got bigger and bigger. And I think when you come across the line, I think it was either 0.1 or 0.3.
Yeah, because I still thought someone was behind me.
You thought someone was behind you, and that obviously as a rider, and if you're in the lead, you've got clear track. You're like, right, let's go. And you kept pushing and pushing. Obviously, with Ed, you've crashed, and all I've got in my head is, that's me. But then, obviously, it is what it is. You clear that, and you get on with it. But yeah, that crash at Knickerbrook, because there was 2, weren't they?
Yeah.
We'll get onto that. But you said the front end, wasn't it? It's a right hand corner. Front end's gone.
I mean, I was pushing very hard to be fair, but still, my mistake for going too early.
Is what it is. So again, it
was just a learning curve. Do you know what I mean?
Learning curve completely.
And I didn't learn from it because I did it again in the fourth race of the weekend. So
then we'll get on to race 3. Your start was the best, but too good. You've just gone, and we've just gone. Oh God! Like you just. I
think the guy on the light said to Nige. Yeah, that was definitely a jump start, and I was just like, boom, gone.
Yeah, you've gone into the first corner again, obviously within the top 3.
Yeah.
But with a 10-second penalty when you cross the line next, so you've got to then earn off your 10-second penalty.
Yeah.
Throughout the time duration of the race, and we got confused earlier where you actually finished, but I think it was 3rd.
I think it was 3rd, yeah.
Because we come absolutely shocked back to the garage of how good you did, considering the start. And yeah, mate, it was awesome. So race 4.
Yeah, that was it was a comfortable race, to be fair. And I wasn't doing too bad. I was keeping a comfortable gap. And I was following, I think it was James and Phil that I was following.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know really what happened. It was just sort of it wasn't like I was pushing extra hard. I was pushing.
You were 5th or 6th, weren't you?
Might have been 6th, I think.
Yeah. But
and yeah, just same crash happened again.
But this time you were a lot more confused because obviously it was the last race of the day. You've crashed once already. We're just bring it home. And then when it happened, it's like you feel guilt in a way for obviously going home with a bit of a broken bike.
Yeah.
Knowing, right, when I get home, we've got this to sort out. Yeah. But same, mate, it is what it is. And we learnt from it, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Again, fingers crossed, hoping we'll go back. We'll see what happens. But yeah, mate, that weekend again, though, we can't take out the fact that you've had a 10-second penalty and got a podium,
Yeah.
and you've won a race, mate.
Yeah.
That was
It was a solid weekend. That it was just up to have
it's been your
finished all
first,
4.
hopefully not your only win ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, your first win, and you take them, don't you?
Yeah.
With absolute passion, it were mint. Then Oulton again, successful round for the first season. Cadwell Park.
Yes.
You've been here previously.
I have, yeah. In the nice cold October dark weather. That was previously.
So we've gone from Oulton Park with mint weather. I'd say Cadwell.
Cadwell was all right, to be fair.
It was all right, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It were that bit in between, because I tell you what, nights are always cold at Cadwell.
Yeah.
It's always cold. It's Lincolnshire way, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, you've done the test day.
Yeah. Not feeling too good, to be fair.
You were ill, weren't you? You had chest infection, and mentally as well. You could argue you went with it, and say you just had your own stuff going on.
Every dog has a day, don't they?
They do, and so test day, just did what we did. Qualifying again, where there's a common occurrence. You finished 11th, Team Green. You finished 18th, Formula 400. However, in the Formula 400 qualifying, we've had a bit of a big wobble.
Oh yeah, that was
and
bad.
You've gone flying.
Yeah, so coming into Park at the end of the back straight at Cadwell, I was coming in, and there's another Formula 400 lad. He's got a faster bike. He'll be on about 60 odd plus, and I've only got 40. Do you know what I mean? So coming into Park, and he's overtaken me, but also started braking earlier than me, and I'm braking later. So as I've gone to brake later, my right hand has just smashed his handlebar, and I've just gone flying into air bales. Got up thinking, wow, that was a pretty big one.
No, but I tell you what, mate, lucky as well.
Lucky, yeah, very lucky.
For the speed of it as well, because obviously any other rider who are listening to this, they're going to compare, and they're thinking, Jesus. They're thinking,
I mean, on a 300, it's not that quick, but still, it is it is a very quick entry.
It is, and obviously it's more of a slam on as well. Because your braking marker actually isn't that far. So Cadwell, you've qualified 11 Team Green. You've got your qualifying 18 Formula 400s.
That crash as well. Ended up with broken fingers.
You did.
Broken knuckle. Yeah. So
harsh.
I rode with the full weekend, then with a smashed up hand.
You didn't even
know, chest
did
infection. My hand was like the size of a balloon. I couldn't even get it in my glove. It was that painful.
It was between every race as well. So you've got a chest infection as it is, and you go like that, and then obviously you've got an ice pack on your hand.
Yeah.
It was a mix, mate. But so Team Green race 1, P13 overall, 12th in class.
Yeah.
Circumstances.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good result. We go again. So Team Green race 2, improvement, 11th, 10th in class. Another top 10.
Yeah.
Formula 400s, P18th, 6th in class. It's again, we're there again.
Yeah.
It's like we're just nodding now, approving, because we know this is where it's consistency. Obviously, race 2, you weren't feeling it, were you?
No.
You were absolutely knackered. Obviously, with your chest infection, your hand were killing.
You just decided to call it a day at that.
Call it a day at that, and to be fair, mate, we've never give you grief, have we?
No.
We saw your side of it. You were knackered. We saw you after every race, and and this weekend, Cadwell Park that we're talking about. Can you remember what race it was where you had that little start line incident?
Race
yourself. Was that the Sunday? Yeah, it was.
Sunday.
It was, because we went home.
Either race 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I think it was race 2.
I think it was
because they asked us to go back out again, and my dad said to me, "Do you want to go back out, or do you want to just call it at that?" And I said, "No, I'll go back out again."
Yeah, it was a tough day.
It was very.
I mean,
I was taken back by it all, to be fair, because it was just like quite a weird situation to be in. So I'm on the start line.
Yeah.
I've seen the lights go on. My bike's just cut out straight away.
Yeah.
So I jumped off my bike. Well, no, actually, first of all, started waving
You
my
started
arm,
waving your hands.
like you're told to do.
I didn't even see this, so I'm looking at the lights.
Yeah.
The lights go on, I look at the lights, I'm looking at you. Well, you were behind me at the time, obviously your placement and that. And then all of a sudden I've had the commentator and someone's dropped the bike. I turn around. I'm looking around for you because you're right next to the wall.
Drop the bike.
You
jumped up onto the pit wall just to get out of the way of anything, but thankfully the lights had obviously stopped, and all the start line grid people had
picked you
done
back
their
up.
job. Yeah, picked me back up.
And then the restart of that.
Yeah, I don't even think we got to turn 1, and
no,
I think it was a couple of other riders behind.
You had Charlotte, the young lass.
Yeah. Gemma,
Matthew.
Matthew.
Gemma unfortunately come out the worst.
Yeah.
Matthew. There was another young lad.
Yeah.
I think there were 4 at least involved.
Yeah.
And then obviously a few of the back markers. You don't even blame him for doing it, but they just sit there because obviously trying to ride through that, and obviously the last thing you ever want to do is run over someone.
Yeah.
No, it's horrible, mate. No.
It was a nasty crash, that.
And obviously me being on pit wall, and I'm at the age of 18, obviously you see crashes when you see that, and it was horrible. Like I walked back up, and I think it was I don't know her name, but she's always in Park Fermi, the woman. You know, the blonde woman. And she was real supportive, to be fair. And like, look, if you need to speak to someone. And I went home that weekend, and even myself, because that was the last race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was horrible. But say, like, that weekend overall as a team, like, you yourself, you've gone into it ill. You've come out with broken fingers.
Yeah.
And the results that we've come out with, we can't really complain. But yeah, say that race 3, which it obviously must have happened in, you finished 16th. I know, wait, you finished 13th, but 12th in class.
Yeah.
So again, averagely where you needed to be.
Yeah, no, I didn't bother going out for Formula 400 last race because I just called it at that.
Yeah. So we are currently at round 5, Cadwell. Comfy. So we've concluded round 5, Cadwell Park. It's like the midpoint in a way. So next round we've got Brands Hatch GP.
Yeah.
Which, for anyone that doesn't know, again, we've been at the Indy circuit for round 1. Lap times there a lot shorter. It's literally like a
it's just a little circuit.
Very little circuit compared to the GP circuit, where instead of going up from Graham Hill, you do the left and the right. You literally take a long left and bang, you're into the thick of it, and that's where it's very, very quick. And as a rider yourself, is it a place for overtaking or not?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah. I can't remember what the corner is, but you like go down the hill and then up the hill.
Right.
It's going to sound very basic.
Yeah.
And then you can just get people going into the corner.
But again, is it different lines or is everyone similar?
Yeah. Well, it's a bit of both, to be fair.
Bit of both.
And coming out as well, because you've got to carry the drive all the way through the corner.
And obviously everyone else as well have got different speeds, different techniques. But yes, so Brands Hatch GP circuit, the weather was awesome.
Yeah,
best all season.
Very hot.
25 plus, but arguably 30.
Oh, 30 plus easy.
God, we went out at lunch literally and we bought bags of ice.
Yeah.
We bought a swimming pool. We had people on the roof of the truck sunbathing. We had everyone just bloody... It was awesome, wasn't it? Barbecues on the night we're in. The track walks, as always, mega. It was just awesome. We got the most out of the weather for memories-wise, but also racing-wise.
Yeah.
Because yourself, again, good race results.
Yeah.
So this time, obviously, it's your first time on the back end of the circuit. How would you say?
Into qualifying was absolutely awful. Qualifying Team Green, the first 2 times I ran on to go and do the Indy circuit.
Yeah.
So I had to reroute and get back on and go again, and I did it again, and it was a nightmare. I didn't really put that good of a time in because I only had like 3 or 4 laps to do a time.
Yeah, because the gear is 15 minutes.
Yeah. So I wasn't set up for it, to be fair, but I still managed to qualify all right. And
obviously, as well, for yourself and qualifying, it's like depending what what stage you actually go out. And I know that sounds stupid, right? But for anyone that doesn't actually pay attention in qualifying, and especially with this group, there seems to be packs.
Yeah.
And if you get caught in that pack,
yeah,
I'm not being funny, but your time ain't going to be good.
Yeah,
and that's been proven across season. You'll say it in your race reports, I got caught in the pack.
Yeah.
And some people could be sat at home thinking right now, well, why didn't you just drop out, or why didn't you just clear off? It's not as easy as that.
No.
And when you've got every single qualifying you're doing, the Team Green, you're looking at over 28 riders, possibly 30, a qualifying session, never mind a race. And it's hard to actually find that bit of clear track and think, right, I can nail a lap in. And say we're qualifying for this, average again, 13th.
Yeah.
I'm saying average. We'd be buzzing with that start of the season. But
yeah.
Formula 400 qualifying, I don't have out, but I'll be honest, I'm looking.
I think it would have been about 17th.
That's what I mean. It's always either 17th, 18th, and then obviously P4 or whatever in class.
Yeah.
And God, I've messed up there. I feel embarrassed. Anyway, so Team Green race 1. Again, weather was absolutely roasting.
Yeah, it should have been an afternoon start of this because we'll have had qualifying in the morning. So
qualifying in the morning. We've crammed. I don't think there was an overlap as well, which was quite lucky.
Yeah.
Because in that weather, the last thing you'd want is 5 races in one day for yourself. But yeah, you've race 1, you got 12th. Again,
they're pretty standard. I mean, I remember finishing this race and thinking a little bit tough, that one, because it was just like still trying to get used to the layout of the circuit, and everybody's everywhere, and people are still trying to develop their own stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's as well. It's like we've said at previous races, we haven't been there for the test days.
Yeah.
Some riders obviously might not have the finances to be able to do the test days, and they might just be the first time they race a circuit. You've got straight qualifying.
Yeah.
And you can't say you've led a track off 15 minutes.
No
one can say that, and that's why
some people can, but it's very rare.
If you have that ability, fair play to you.
Yeah.
Fair play to you. But anyway, Team Green race 2, you've basically halved your place. You've finished 6th, where you want to be. Again, you've got that carrot in front of you of the front pack.
Yeah.
And then mint.
It was a pretty good day for Team Green in that. To be fair, so
you'll take that.
Yeah, I were pretty pleased with it actually coming out of the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
And it also helped this one because of the Formula 400. Obviously, me having more track time on a track that I've not been on before, so I were able to progress throughout the Formula 400 races as well as the Team Green races.
Yeah. And say like, obviously, with the larger of the circuit there, and you say more overtaking opportunities can work for you, but can also work against you as well. And for the sake of, I always remember, I think it's your first sector at Brands, even at the first round and even come this round and obviously the final round at the Indy.
Yeah.
Your first sector was awesome. I don't know if that's just because it's pure corners and not much straight or what.
Yeah.
But you were mint. And then I think when it comes to the back section, we realised, right, there's a bit of a dip there. But say there's improvements to be made first season, but say, mate, mint again. Formula 400s, high finishes, you can argue. You can say you finished 15th in race 2 and race 1, and you've got P3 in both races.
Yeah.
So I went to the bar that night, obviously, collect your medals.
Yeah.
That's
I'm a bit confused because I didn't even realise what they called me up for when they actually...
Yeah.
When they did the podium, I was like, why am I up here? Oh, you got 3rd. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But obviously, like, at every round as well, we've been respectful for the sake of whether... If we have finished in the top 3 or whether we haven't, we always go show our faces.
You got to go show your support anyway, aren't you?
Because you support other riders, and realistically, anyone else can argue in a racing paddock. Everyone's like there for each other as well.
Yeah.
It's like, as a team, I'd say as well, we've always been good, and like for other teams as well, if you need anything, if they need anything, you help each other out, don't you?
Of course you do, yeah.
As a racing paddock, it's mint for that regard, and you hate to see people struggle.
Of course you do, yeah, because you're all there for the same reason, you're all there for the same passion, and everyone's just got to help each other out, make everybody else's job easier.
And speaking about this, it makes me think of the guy in the Yamaha Past Masters.
Oh,
we met him at... Did we meet him at Cadwell? Because we were parked up, weren't we, waiting ages on the test day for the track day. And then he was parked there. And
I think we met him before that.
we might have.
The old lad.
Yeah, because your dad knew him by name. And then I obviously went over, just being me, and I speak to anyone. And then,
It was at Oulton Park.
Yes.
He was parked next to us at
Because
Oulton
we were
Park.
parked next to us and we're helping him, weren't we? And I don't think he'll mind. I hope he watches this, but I don't think he'll mind us saying that we laugh with his odd boots.
Yeah.
That's how he stands out. And then obviously, like, this round as well was always watching out for him, weren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like riders like that as well. And it's like, obviously, Richie in the Formula 400s.
Yeah.
We watch out for his name, and it's ace, isn't it? It's proper good for that. But anyway,
it's just a big family.
It is
group.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's like weird. Walking round on a night and stuff. You could be speaking to one of the people you know, and then someone else like comes behind you, but oh bloody hell, it's you. And it's ace. It's honestly it's ace. But anyway, so going on to the Sunday, roasting again.
Yeah, red hot.
Red hot. So Team Green race 3. You finished 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Race 4, you finished 9th.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, some good results there, to be fair. And
you're probably talking the 11th as well. You've been made 10th for the seniors and so on. And obviously, the 9th place, a top 10 again.
Yeah.
Mate, we can't complain, can we? Obviously, first season, we've done what we can, and none of us are disheartened.
No.
We're only going into a future with positivity, aren't we? We've come out with the results that we've come out of. We can only be so proud. And then, Formula 400s that day, we got a 17th and a 14th. However, we finished P4 in both races in class, which again, it's either P4, P3. And we're happy with it.
Some good results, to be fair, and something to go back home with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and obviously, I'd argue as well. I think it got to about this point of the season. It was either this or Cadwell. I said it was like you'd be crossing the line and you'd maybe have a second behind you, or you'd have a second in front as well. And it was a bit more spread out, maybe a bit more boring for you. I don't know if you had that carrot and it pushed you on, man. I don't know, but it were funny for that regard. But say like the Team Green races are just so compact every year, man.
Yeah.
And it's like as you said, it's like there is never a winner of every single race, or if that person's done it, it's by the skin of the teeth.
Yeah.
It's mental, and to show consistency in these groups that you have done, again we've got to be proud. But say it were mint weekend weather-wise, memories-wise again, mint.
Yeah.
And again,
it's always good memories.
Always good memories, especially with the group that we've got. It's hard to come out of a weekend and not have a laugh.
Yeah.
Or you're coming home and you think, I've been ragged this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, you've done something stupid and you're like, oh, for God's sake.
That's normally you, that though.
Normally me, or it's just Neil trying to be funny.
Yeah. Trying,
yeah. But anyway, so round 7, Donington Park, I wasn't there. I was in Newcastle.
Yeah, he was.
So, yeah, part-timer.
Yeah, once again, just missing out all of the good parts. Do you know
all
what
of the good parts, because
what a trooper does.
I come out of that and I was watching it on TSL on the train, actually. And, so basically, I missed out on some mega races, didn't I?
Yeah.
Some mega races. So your qualifying, however you could argue, wasn't where it should be.
This is the first time that I'd got off the bike and felt like I hadn't done a good enough job.
It comes as a surprise to me, like, because obviously after every qualifying, every race, I tell you, don't I? Obviously in the morning, I'd wish you good luck and stay safe and whatever. And then obviously I'd just be like, look, message me after your results, even though I'd be watching it, but I still want to hear it from you because I want more feedback than that. I have interest. So then, qualified 18th in Team Green and qualified 20th in Formula 400s.
Yeah.
Donington Park, obviously, you've never ridden it before. Is it to do with a circuit? Was it to do confidence? Like, what was it?
I think I referred back in my my race report with this. It was on the Friday. I had real bad time trying to just learn, and I don't know what it was because I'd already done a test day there before, so I'd been at the circuit once.
I remember that,
on the GP layout, and I felt like I was making good progress. And
was this Melbourne loop or was it not? So
no, this wasn't.
Oh,
this was a national.
So you just got the straight chicane.
Yeah. And the one that I'd done with the GP, and I felt like I was all right there, to be fair.
Yeah.
But then I'd come on the test day here, and it was just like, I don't know what's wrong. I just one of them weekends again. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was just
But I'd also say you've got to be proud as well. You didn't join the Craner Club. I think racers watching this right now, they could be itching.
Touch wood.
Yeah, touch wood. Yeah, I'll knock that wall. But yeah, like racers will be listening right now and they'll be like, "Oh, did he join it?" But no, you stayed on.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, say you see some bikes come out of that and they don't even look like bikes anymore, do
Nightmare.
they? My dad, my brother, they've marshalled the corner and say, bloody hell. It's like they lift it, like they get these straps on in a way to lift them, and Jesus.
Because normally you just find a bike in half and some wheels and fairings. It's just, we don't like talking about crane. It costs too much money.
It costs too much money, yeah. But yeah, so moving on then, your Team Green race 1 and 2, you've finished 13th and 20th.
Yeah.
So bit of a mix there, because obviously the 13th can take the positive.
I don't know what's happened with that
points.
20th, to be fair. I can't remember what's happened with that. There must have been, something must have gone on.
Yeah, but say like, mate, obviously, if we're to go through each and every result and count how many races you didn't get points, I think we're looking at below 5.
Yeah.
So we've obviously just got to move on. Then Formula 400, I've got you race 1 20th and race 2 23rd. However, if you're to compare or in class, I haven't unfortunately got that again. But yeah, you would have been either 5th or 6th, looking at around that. So yeah, day 1, obviously it's not the results. We was expecting.
It was more time on the bike that I was trying to get right, and I just couldn't get the grips of feeling comfortable on the bike as well as feeling comfortable in myself enough to push. So
yeah.
I feel like that's when it all flipped.
As I mentioned earlier about, like, obviously Brands Hatch being so up and down and never flat. It's like Donington, it's got like the back straight, it's got the start finish. But then like the rest of it as well, I think you've got a short stint between McLean's and Coppice, but already you're starting to go uphill there.
Yeah.
And like the rest of it, obviously you've got going down into Craner, you've got the hairpin, then all of a sudden, bang, you're straight back uphill. You've got Starkey's, you've got McLean's.
Yeah,
it is a tough circuit.
It is.
Obviously, when you've got these hill effects as well, because I don't know about you, but going downhill on a bike, you feel speed a hell of a lot more.
Yeah,
and you feel like your brakes, and
it's
you
just
literally
the elevation gain and dropping. It's quite surreal going down Craners for that drop.
And I think obviously riders can compare as well. When I'm to say Coppice, as a racer, what a hard corner.
Very weird corner.
It's
blind, and you're going up, and then you're going right, and then there's a double apex, and then
as you're braking, first of all, it's like I'd compare, like, it's a weird corner to compare, but right, Cadwell Park, and you've got Park corner coming off a bit of a straight.
Yeah,
you can brake and you can see the apex that you're aiming for. Because as a racer will know this. You look where you want to go, don't you? So, but you're braking, you can't even see where you're wanting to go.
Not really, no.
So that's where
you get to Broward Hill, then it's flat round again.
It's flat, but saying obviously, like, that's where different lines come into play. And you could have a kid up the inside here.
Yeah.
You could have like one lunatic who's going right the way around the outside and gets a mid drive. But yeah, it's such a weird circuit, man. But anyway, so moving into Sunday, the results picked up.
They did, yeah.
Somewhat
clicked. I mean, the first race on the Sunday was wet, so I got some confidence from that, just riding about in wet. So yeah, I mean, it put me up for the second race going into Team Green, and obviously getting a strong result. I think I got 6th, didn't I?
6th, yeah. I've got
in the first race, and then obviously I think I qualified 5th on the grid.
Yeah.
And then
led on to race 2. You got 3rd place.
I did get a 3rd place, yeah.
That
was a scrappy race.
Very scrappy screamer race as well. Though. Yeah. Stu said I probably missed a race of the season.
That was probably that topped off the win. That did.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
There's a feeling of getting a podium.
Yeah.
I know it's not obviously you're on the top step, but it's the fact of like you absolutely grafted to get that result and that sense of achievement.
Yeah.
And it's the fact it go down to the last corner as well. Or was it?
Yeah, so coming out of Coppice, there was 4 or 5 of us all just battling, and I'd ended up just smacking it on way before than I should have done.
Yeah.
And we was literally side on side with another lad, and then going in, braking and trying to outbrake each other, and then just trying to shove it in for the chicane, and then just the stretch then to the line.
So I think did you do Phil Atkinson as well going in?
Yeah, no, that was on the first corner of. That's at Redgate.
That was
I
at
think
Redgate, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, there was like 3 riders, and I just had to get past them, and I ended up doing 3 into 1 corner, which was very scary for me. Lennon had done it the lap before, and I thought, fucking hell, that's scary. But
yeah, you've mentioned Lennon. Do we get onto him and his dad?
Leave them out for some time later.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's just funny, man. And that's the thing. It's like the two very likable people, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Mint people, but say obviously congratulations as well for Lennon.
Oh yeah, winning the championship. Yeah,
we'll get around to that Brands Hatch, but yeah. So race 2, Team Green, we got up to. You finished 3rd. Obviously, arguably the race of the season. We've said there.
Yeah.
Formula 400s. Race 3, race 4, 14th and 17th. Again, we're looking at either 4th or 5th in class.
Yeah.
Where you should be.
Yeah.
Consistency again, mate. Mega. So Donington then, obviously, regardless of the first day, and obviously the struggles of again, like we're talking. I feel we're talking unfairly as it's the first, obviously, time you've ever been there.
Yeah.
But it's like for them results and stuff, it's like you're a bit like, oh, we could have been, we should have been higher.
Yeah.
But again, we've got to see it as it's the first time we've been there. We've come out with a podium that you've grafted for. And possibly podiums in the Formula 400s that we've forgot about as again we're rookies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Hatch Indy.
Yeah, the final one of the year.
It's gutting. On the way there, I was like, I'm gutted this is the last round.
Yeah.
And obviously for myself, it was a bit of hassle. I was trying to book off work. I tried booking it off a bit late. Oh, like, right, you can't come. So like, you can't have it off work. So like, right, okay. So then your dad helped me out, got train tickets down to King's Cross.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
I was meant to get the train from King's Cross to somewhere near bloody...
Dartford crossing money.
Dartford,
yeah.
Then I had to change at Dartford to somewhere else, and then I had an Uber from this other train station picking me up, and my head was a shed, mate. Honestly, I had stuff going on at home, and I got there, and I got to King's Cross, and the train got cancelled.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh God. And I messaged you about 5 minutes before King's Cross. I was like, it's been cancelled.
Yeah.
You're like, right. So I'm on the phone to you lot, and he booked me an Uber. So you just got me, and I've been to London once in my life. And, right, honestly, I don't know about
Keeping a lost puppy in London, what more could go wrong?
Honestly, I've got my suitcase, because obviously I take a suitcase to every round, man. And I've got my suitcase, got my rucksack, and you've got people running past me at 100 miles an hour. And if I had another train to catch, which I should have done in 10 minutes, I probably would have been like that, looking like Buckaroo. But instead, I had to go outside, obviously waited for a taxi. And I think I got to Hughes lot about midnight.
Yeah, we're about midnight, yeah.
Arguably midnight. I was absolutely knackered.
And then the Uber guy made you walk from top gate all the way down to the wagon. That was funny.
Because I was like, look, we're parked right at the far end of the paddock. I went, can you at least take me down? And he was like, no, sorry, this only. So me walking down, bloody middle of the night, probably waking everyone up with my bloody wheels, the suitcase, but it's what it is. We had no complaints.
No,
never.
You were there.
I were there.
He was there to do his job.
Obviously, last round, it were all right. You did your test day, didn't you?
Yeah, I did test day. Yeah.
Felt mint again.
I mean, it was Brands Hatch Indy. I've been there at the start of the season. We're just trying to start from where we left off, to be fair, and get another good result here, hopefully, and
Yeah. So then moving on to qualifying, which was a bit of an early one. Like, I was a bit knackered. Stu, I could tell Stu was a bit knackered. I think, if I remember right, we did a few changes on the bikes that weekend.
Yeah.
I think after a few sessions, I think obviously being at the last round of the circuit, the feedback, and this is something going through the whole season that I'm trying to say, but it's like from feedback to me, so then what I'd pass on to Stu, or like what you just say to your dad, or what you'd say to Nigel or Sean or Neil.
Yeah.
It's like feedback got so much better.
Yeah.
And like we knew the changes that we needed to do. It's like before it was trial and error, but this time we were a lot more sure. And then obviously like now, we were tweaking, I'd say, quite a bit. And you qualified 13th, Team Green. Formula 400 got 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Decent qualifying, to be fair,
yeah. We'll
felt comfortable with them.
Because the weather,
weather was all right. It was
all right. It wasn't warm, it wasn't cold, was it?
It was just right, to be fair.
And then obviously, I don't think rain had much of an effect,
no.
did it? So
Actually, it did. race 3, Team Green.
Yes, it actually did.
We'll get on to that.
We'll get on to that. So anyway, Team Green race 1, P9.
Yeah, decent result.
There we are.
Top 10.
Race 2, P10.
Yeah.
You got Formula 400 race 1. You got P13, third in class. Formula 400. You got 16th, fourth in class.
Yeah.
Mint.
Consistency is just showing there.
It is, isn't it? And come the end of the season, like obviously when you'd first get the fourths and the fifths in class, like this is mint. And then obviously you started getting your podiums and stuff. And then you go out for these races and would be expecting it at this point.
Yeah.
And awesome, mate. Considering it's your first season again. We say it so much, but we've just got to be grateful. But yeah, so that was a good first day. Obviously, we went in the bar again that night.
Yeah.
Strict Fantas for yourself. And I think we were playing Clash of Clans with whoever that night on the phones. I looked over, I was like, what on earth are they doing?
That was with Jack Lennon.
Jack Lennon and...
Robbie.
And Robbie.
Yeah.
Obviously, James's parents were in. Lennon and his parents were in. And it was a good laugh on it. Obviously, so next day... You've got your Team Green race 3.
Yeah, this was a wet one. This
it must have been.
It was.
I'm looking at the result.
Scrap. This one.
Yeah,
it was
because it was between you and Lennon on the line.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
And I think he just beat you.
I mean, I'd been catching for the full race, the main sort of like pack. And just trying to edge. And finally I got through to the main lot. I think it was on like the second to last lap that I'd caught up to Lennon.
Yeah.
And then I think we ended up crossing the line literally pretty much next to each other. I think it was like 0.04 something.
Yeah, 4.8 I remember. So you cross the line
very close.
You just look at TSL and your fingers crossed.
And then when we came back in, Lennon was like, where the fuck did you come from?
So I think it got to the last corner, and I think you must have had like obviously a 0.2 difference or whatever. Yeah. Because me and Lennon's dad Willie were looking at each other the full race, and we're like, "Hey up!" And then it comes to the last lap, and I think we just give each other the nod of good luck. Then you cross the line, and he went like this to me. I was like, but yeah, it's all laughs in it, mate. And obviously,
good racing with good people.
I think it got to that race as well, and obviously Lennon won the championship off that race. So obviously, big congratulations to Lennon there.
Yeah.
He's a mint rider, man. And for the setup that they've got and the bikes that they've got as well.
And how far they travel.
How far they travel.
Coming from Scotland, aren't they? From like, I think it's 5 where they come from.
So we're moaning about where we travel from. Obviously, how long did that take us? And where, obviously, West Yorkshire, Leeds were.
Yeah, 5 or 6 hours.
5 or 6 hours. And say this, for them, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. A nightmare.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine doing it.
But yeah, it was mental, man. And then obviously race 4, you finished 5th. Take that as it comes, don't you, mate?
Yeah.
And then race 3 for Formula 400, you got 12th and a second in class. And then Formula 400 race 4, 12th again, second in class. And if I had to remember them quite rightly, I think a few people left Saturday night or whatever else, or if they've had a crash or so more. But yeah, they're all the results done. I'm not sure what your Formula 400 overall place was.
I think it's Team Green and Formula 400 was 7th and 8th, but I don't know which way it was.
Which order? I think it was Team Green 7th, you told me.
Right.
So I did ask you and I say, mate.
They switched.
Brain fog. But yeah, obviously first season, we've just got to be so grateful.
Yeah.
First of all, for the support of everyone that's come. Second of all, it's not just the people that come to support, but it's sponsors as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, well, I mean, you can't go racing without sponsors and help from everybody else. So a massive thanks to all my sponsors and everybody that continues to support me and everybody that will continue in the future and all the new people that will manage to get on board.
So I'm working my nuts off at home to obviously try and get more sponsors. You've got Sean has got how many
dealing sponsors.
Honestly, Sean is mega. I don't know
he's dynamite at that.
I don't know what he says, but I want to learn his trick of the trade anyway. And obviously, we've got Mark. He has a few friends. He's getting involved. I think we possibly might have Josh, who's willing to sponsor
a friend.
Yeah, honestly, mate, we're so grateful for the support on our site recently. I think we've created the Facebook now. I think it's been up for about 2 and a bit weeks.
Yeah.
We're up to like 600 odd followers. Got a few famous faces following, which I'm buzzing for.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I'm running it, and then obviously, like for the sake of the team and stuff, I think today, what date are we on? We're on the 29th.
Yeah.
We've got Team Indian tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got 12ers down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not Sean because he's in Egypt.
Lucky guy.
Lucky guy for the sake, but then also unlucky because he's missing all our pretty faces. But yeah, mate, and so I think the bit that everyone, and I've been teasing with everyone on Facebook for plans for the future,
yeah,
we need to get onto. So
we will be planning on staying in Bemsey, running the Kawasaki 636 in MRO 600 Clubman Championship. And yeah, and hopefully, if we've got enough time and funds allow us to go that way, we'll be able to be able to do some no limits as well.
Yeah,
some of the tracks that we're unable to do next year with Bemsey because of their funding and all of the stuff. So if we can cram some of them in as well, we will be well on the way.
So obviously the month is now December. It's that bit in between because obviously the race season, for people that don't know, it's mainly March to October. And obviously now we're in December, so we're at that mid stage now. Obviously you've started your pre-season training.
Yeah.
December, obviously you'll lay off a bit, it's Christmas, family time, but then we'll be straight back into gym, obviously. And then next season, Bemsey again. We can't complain with how it ran.
No, it's mega.
So for what happened with obviously the racing incidents and for what the marshals did to deal with it.
All for safety.
So like that's again another thank you that we've got to do for all the marshals, for all the officials, and the way they run it, mate. It's mega.
Yeah.
And obviously, going into next season, so it's a bigger bike in a way. It's double horsepower,
probably triple.
Yeah, mate. It's a big jump.
Yeah.
Because I said to your dad this morning, I said it's a bigger jump from a 600 to 1,000.
Yeah.
It's a lot of transition, but you're not nervous.
No, I'm ready for it.
If anything, you're seeing it as an opportunity, aren't you? We're ready to move on. We've done one full season. Obviously, a 7th and 8th, you could argue, could he better himself there? Yes, we could. We know we could. But this is the move that we're going for, and we're doing it with full confidence. And also, it's not just the one bike, is it? The 636.
We've got 2 of them.
We've got 2 of them. So obviously, could have a dry setup, a wet setup.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go for. We're going to have a dry and a main bike, and then sorry. And a wet bike with all the wet settings in, and so then it just makes our life easier. And if unfortunately, if I do crash, then we will have everything ready for.
Touch wood, we don't. Touch wood.
On the second bike. So forever grateful for sponsors that have bought the bikes, and I can't thank them enough.
And obviously, going into next season as well, I think it'll be February time again. We will be having another meal. In a way,
the sponsors' night.
It will fall probably on my birthday again.
Yeah.
So I'll be up.
I think that's the date. The 18th it is now.
The 18th is a Saturday, innit?
Yeah.
And obviously my birthday is a Sunday, so that'll be good again. Because I come up for that last year on my 18th, didn't I? It was mint because we had Jamie with him as well. And some of the stories he had to tell. If you were there, you were absolutely creasing. But obviously I don't know who will get down this year.
I don't know what the plans are yet. We've just got a date set in place.
We've got a date set in place, and then might have another summer bash.
Yeah,
that were quite good, wasn't it?
Summer barbecue, hopefully.
Yeah, we're very good, and that were at Sean's work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Again, it's like how everyone pulls together and just gets things done for the teammate. It's mint, and then
that's all we've got. Really.
That's all we've got. Considering this was our first, what we've classed as a podcast, we argued halfway through. We're like, well, it's more of a talk show.
It is at the minute, yeah.
This is what we had to do. We had to do a season review and then say, like, we're buzzing with, like, the results we've got and to share it with everyone. It's hopefully going to push us on. If you could, obviously, show support in any way possible. If you're sharing stuff on Facebook, if you're liking, if you're even commenting, and obviously, then, if you want to go further into the support of either becoming a member, getting your name on the board, a full-on package, isn't it?
Oh, there's loads of stuff. If anybody wants to get involved, then don't hesitate to give us a message on Facebook, and we'll get back to you with all information regarding that.
Definitely, it's not just a valley racing Team Valley Racing Facebook. You've got myself, Sam's Facebook, Nathan's, Buddy, Mark, Sean. Everyone's real good with it. Social media, and then obviously we'll post what we can and keep updating everyone. But yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah,
it's been a mint first podcast, and hopefully we'll have one for you all soon.
Yes, thank you very much.
Mint.